was once at the way.
She said she wanna. She said she wanna. For y'all fuck boys stumbling, who don't get any pocket stuff so beast, cause you know it's never skinny. Cause I'm a boss, body painted in that basket. Hit you in your waist, send you to your fucking casket. Feeling ain't straight, yo, elastic. I'm a thug, so you know I do gymnastics. Flip a gram up, you don't act shit. She a good girl, but she like them bad boys with the army style trunk of toys, space up in your voice. Thug, is your choice. Catch me in the Lambo, Royce, exhaust got the nitro, speed for the boys in blue. Hey, she said she wanna. She said she wanna.